Hey everyone, hope you're all having an amazing day. Today we are back with another tutorial and I'm going to show you how to create this sick, burnt, distorted text effect. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Okay, first things first, let me show you my document size. It is 4,500 to 3,000 pixels, and we're just gonna start off by typing burnt, and I'm using SQL font here. Let me just make it a little bit bigger, that would be nice. And from here I would just simply right click on my text and convert it to the smart object, because whenever I double click on it I can just edit my text here later. So that would be cool for now. So I'm just going to add 2 Gaussian blurs and a radial blur to my text. So I'm just gonna make a copy of it and name this one burnt 2, just make it invisible. And on the first layer I would just simply go to the filter and blur, Gaussian blur, and go around a high number. So I'm just go around 36 here for now. Now I'm just gonna add color so that we can just see the difference between these two here. So I'm just gonna bring up a gradient map, and I'm just going to use one of the Design Syndrome's free gradient map that you can download from his website. The link will be in the description, make sure to check that out. I'm just going to choose this one for now, and we will just get back to it and change the colors and tweak them later. Okay, so this is our gradient map here. On the second typography here, I will just go to the filter, blur, and radial blur, and the amount on 20 will be enough. I'm just gonna put the blur method on zoom with the quality of best, and that would give us some nice panning and zooming effect. Then I would just again go to the filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and this time I would make it smaller, something around 10 or 12 would be nice. So I'm just gonna put it on 10 for now, and then let me just make that visible, and also this one. Now what I want to do is that I want to make this area in the middle to be like have that burnt effect. So I would just make this one disable for now, and on my burnt effect I would just make a mask and hit Command I to invert the mask, and I would just bring up my brush, make it a little bit bigger with the color of white, and I would just put the flow on 13 for now to see how it will colorize these parts, like so. And then I would just turn back the burnt 2 here on, and by holding Alt I would just click and drag the mask on that layer, but this time I would just click on my layer and hit Command I to invert it so that I could have the other parts visible. But I don't like the color to be black, so I would just simply create another gradient map here, and I would just this time link it to my text, so because I don't want it to affect the background, and with the color of black to white, that will be cool enough. So this is basically the main effect. I'm just gonna select all of them and here say typography, and now we are going to add some textures here. So let me just bring up my textures. Here I have this distorted text file that we have some different textures. First thing first, I'm just gonna add a noise that I found on web. It was so crunchy and good looking noise. I would just simply put the blending mode on soft light. And let me just go back here on the gradient map and change this color here to black. Yeah, that is awesome. Now let's go back to the texture. So the noise will be the soft light. I would add another texture here, and I would just change the blending mode of this one to screen or maybe linear dodge. So yeah, if you just look at this part here on the end, you can see if I put it on screen and linear dodge, we have some more details on. Linear dodge add here, and then I would add a bubble effect, a bubble texture, sorry, that I got from the web also. So I'm just gonna make it big enough for now and put the blending mode on divide, and at the end I would just add a grunge wall, and I would put that also on exclusion. or difference. Let me see which one is looking better. I believe difference is better. So as you can see, the difference is so subtle, but it would look much more sicker, and it would just invert all the colors. So if you just check out, if I just put it on multiply, you can see the back is dark and the text is just white and blue. And if I just put it on the difference, it would just invert all the colors. And I would just select all of those, say texture, and at the end I would just need to tweak some of the colors and the lightning. So I would just bring up the level and drag it over here, and that is actually cool. And you can always go back to your textures, you know, for example bubbles, and just move them around to see how they would react depending on the lower layers that you have. And here on the typography, I'm just gonna go back, and on this one I'm just gonna make the B here a little bit more distorted, something like that. And I'm just gonna replace the mask as always, and then I would simply hit Command I to invert that to see how it looks. Okay, so I came up with something like this, you know, just tweaking around some of the, you know, the levels, and just by hitting Command L on my textures. Also, you can just, you know, always change how they would react. Also, one more thing that you can do if you want to invert everything is that you can just simply, by keeping those colors also, is to just, you know, select your background and hit Command I to invert everything. Open up your typography here and double click on the text and just change the color to white and hit Command S. You just save it and then go back to your file, and boom, you're having the inverted version of that color. Also, one more thing that you can do is that you can just simply again double click on your text and just here change your text to, I don't know, for example text, and hit Command S, and then when you go back, boom, easy as that. This way your file is so efficient, you can just edit it so fast, tweak the colors, change the text, and that will be a smart way to create your files like this, and you know, always change your text to smart objects. So that's it with today's tutorial. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, and peace.